Welcome to the Elite Business Academy podcast, the favourite show for business owners and entrepreneurs to get their weekly fix of motivation and knowledge. Discover powerful strategies on how to build a successful business and techniques to create a positive life. And now, here's your host, motivational speaker, business coach and founder of the EBA, Craig Wilkinson.
Craig Wilkinson, and welcome to the Elite Business Academy podcast. And in this coaching session, I'm going to be sharing with you how to create a positive mindset to achieve your goals. One of the questions I get asked by most people is, Craig, how did you do it? How did you go from this struggling business owner working 80, 90 plus hours a week, robbing Peter, to pay Paul, having cash flow problems, doing everything in your business, to building and growing and selling a successful building company, to then becoming Yorkshire's Businessman of the Year, to then founding the Elite Business Academy? How did you do it? Just give me that silver bullet. Give me the pill and I'll take it right now. And the answer that I give, people look at me gone out and they say, no, tell me, stop messing, tell me exactly how you've done it. And my answer is this: I had a massive shift in mindset. I got into personal development. I started submerging myself with new knowledge and new learning and new motivation to be able to take me as a person to that next level before I could actually take my business to that next level. Now, the fact that you're listening to this podcast suggests to me that you've got the right mindset. You've got an open, positive mindset, and you're willing to learn and you're willing to implement and try new strategies in your life and in your business to achieve your goals. But let's be honest and let's face it, life and business can be tough, and it can throw some curveballs at you. And it's when these curveballs are thrown at you, when the pressure's on, when you're starting to feel overwhelmed, that you start to give in. You start to backtrack. You start to make excuses to yourself on why you're not achieving the goals. And as soon as we start negativity to enter our mindsets, that self-doubt, them limiting beliefs start to come back to us, and very slowly we start to peter down. We start to go on a downward spiral. So what I'm about to share with you is my tactics, my technique, the steps that I go through on a daily basis to stay top of the game, to stay motivated, to stay positive, because I know that once I'm in that state, I will achieve my goals. Now, this has taken me over a decade to get to where I am right now, and it's not easy. And even today, I still have these off days and these off weeks. But I know what I need to do to snap out of that negative state and pull myself back in to the groove and the grind that I need to be in to achieve my goals and success. And this is exactly what I'm going to share with you right now. This audio was taken live from one of my Elite Business Academy events in the UK. So grab a pen, grab some paper, start making notes and enjoy. If we're going to be successful in 2018, whatever success means to you, we've got to be setting goals. We've got to have them 9 life goals written down. We've got to have that 12-month business plan. We've got to have that marketing strategy if we want to be successful in 2018. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm fucking ready. I am ready to tear it up. I'm pumped, I'm fired. I've got my goals, I've got my plan, I've got step by step what I'm working on every month over the next 12 months. And you know me, I will achieve my goals in 2018. So people said to me, Craig, how comes you are always positive? How comes you've always got a spring in your stride and you've always got time of day for people? You've always got a smile on your mistake. You never slag people off. How are you like that all the time? And if I'm being honest, I'm not. I'm a human being. I'm the same as everybody else. There's nothing different about me. other than I do one thing different to the vast majority of people in this room today. And that is every single day I feed my mindset with positivity. Every single day. Every day I have my routine. Every day I am listening to my audiobooks. Every day I'm feeding my mindset to keep me in the peak position, to be the top of the game, to be the number one and the best that I do. Because the minute I stop investing into my own mindset, I will start to flag. It's a natural progression. So if I want to be the top of my game, I have to be it every single day. I have to live it, work it, breathe it every single day, feeding my mindset with the knowledge that I need to be number one. How many people, hand on heart, in this room can say that they do that? Because you're on my Inner Circle coaching program. That's why. Steve Judge does it. Who else? But I'm telling you now, if you want to be successful, if you want to take your life and business to that next level in 2018, surely we've got to do more than we did last year. Yes or no? Yes. So my question to you guys is this. How bad do you want it? I'm serious. How bad do you want it? You're playing at it, you're rocking up here every month, you're taking that knowledge in, or are you taking away and implementing it? Probably not. The vast majority of people will not be implementing what they've learned. If you were to say to me, Craig, all your goals, everything, your dreams, your desires, your passion, everything you want in life is on the other side of that wall, I would chew the fucking wall down. I'd rip it down with my bare hands. Nothing will stop me from getting to where I want to be. I am relentless. You know I am. And I'm here to say to you guys today that if we are going to up our game in 2018, we've got to start feeding our minds and our mindset. We need to make a shift. We need to change. If all we ever do is what we've ever done, then we're not going to change anything. It's time to raise your game, raise your standards. Does that make sense? So last month, we did power goal setting. The powerful, I even printed off my own workbook and get it to you all. These 9 key areas are what we covered last month. They're the 9 key areas that we need to be setting as goals for. Why haven't we done it? We've just had 2 weeks off over Christmas. Why haven't you done it? Blame, excuses, in denial. I ain't got time, it's Christmas. I'm having a bit of time off. We don't have time off. We are relentless. It never, ever stops. And again, if anybody wants that workbook, I've got a few left. I'll gladly give to you if you see me at the end. Who's created the vision boards of everything of all those 9 goals? 20% of the room. You're here to learn how to build and grow a more successful business and life, but the vast majority of you are doing nothing with it. Are things going to change if you do nothing? Are things going to change if you do nothing? No. So who needs to change? Is it me or is it you guys? You need to change. So the first thing I want you to do is open up your personal power notes. And in that section, I'm going to ask you to write something down. And you've all heard of this a million times. For those of you on your personal development crusade, you will know it. You'll have heard it. But what have you done about it? And what I want you to do is I want you to think about your why. You've all heard it. Yeah, it goes over most of your heads because you do nothing with it. But I want to know off you guys, why do you do what you do? Because running your own businesses is the toughest job in the world. I don't care what anybody says. It's the toughest job in the world. So why are you doing it? What's it all about? It's to get what at the end of the day? For some of you, it might be money that turns you on. For some of you, it might be, I want to be my own boss. I don't know. But here's what I'm going to tell you. If your why is all about you, you're going to fail. Because when it's about you, you can give up on yourself. You have got nobody holding you accountable for achieving these goals. So your why has to be bigger than you. So what is the why? Is it your family? Is it your friendships? What does it mean to you? Why are you doing what you do in a tough, hard industry, running your own businesses? It's to give you what? What is your why? Because if we don't know what our why is now, when times get tough, there is nothing to pull us through. When I have off days, and I have them, and I have off weeks, I'll go and look at my vision board and all my goals on my vision board, and it's got pictures of my kids and everything that I want. And I stop and I look at it and I said to myself, Craig, pick yourself up. Stop whinging and moaning. This is why you do what you do. This is why you're relentless. For your family, to give you a better quality of life, to help share knowledge with more people so they can do the same. That's my why. I know what it is. I've got it written down and I see it every single day. So when I'm having an off day, I say, come on, pick yourself up, man. That's the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Get back on that saddle. Stop bitching. Stop moaning. Stop whining. Get stuck in. That's what pulls me through. But what's yours? Is it written down? Have you got it written down? Is it pinned up? Is it on your vision board? I just want you to spend a couple of minutes thinking about it and writing down your why. What I'm going to ask you to do is, outside of this session, sometime pretty quick, is you need to sit down and have a big look at yourselves. Because you're here, wherever you are in your life or your business, or whatever level or standard you are here based on the decisions that you have made in the past. Whether you're in a good place or a poor place, the only thing that can change is you. And it starts with this. And it starts with your why. Why are you doing it? So, we need to start to build momentum, okay? We've got us why. Let's assume that we've written us why down. We've got us 9 key life goals. We've got us business plan. We've got us vision board. We're ready. Is it going to happen overnight if Monday you ring me up and say, Craig, I've done my goals. I've got my vision board. I know what my why is. But Tuesday morning you wake up and you go, well, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed in 24 hours. What's going off? Is that going to happen? So what do we need to do? We need to take action. We need to build momentum. And because we already know now that the vast majority is inside are born negative, and we are carrying a lot of negativity around us, what we need to do is we need to start to shift the balance of them scales. Because while ever they are heavily weighted in favour of negativity, fuck all is going to happen. You're going to put time and effort in and nothing's going to happen because you're still weighing yourself on negativity. The only time it starts to work is when you tip those scales from being more negative to being more positive. And when you see them scales tip, that's when things start to happen. So we can't expect things to happen overnight just because we've written down a paragraph on our why. We have to change. We've got to get rid of that negativity. We've got to be consistent with it. I feed my mindset every single day. Why? Because I know that the day or two I miss it, I'll start to slip into a slippery spiral, downward spiral. How many people have been on a downward spiral? We all have. We all get poor days. But we've got to be consistent with it. January, typical time where people join the gym. Yeah? So, I'm going to join a gym. And I get my gym pass and I get my membership. But I'm not going to go to gym. I'm not going to go. Am I going to get fitter, healthier? Am I going to lose weight? Am I going to tone up because I've bought a gym pass? Yes or no? So what do I need to do? I need to go and take some action if I want to see some results. So what do? That negativity starts to kick in. I ain't got time. I can't be bothered. My leotard's in washing machine. Ricky. Yeah. I've got to pick kids up from school. It means rushing and traffic's going to be bad. So what do? I can't be bothered. And come end of February, nobody's going to gym because they haven't got that momentum. So how do we get it? What do we do? You keep telling us this stuff, Craig. What do we do? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly, step by step, what I do every single day to keep me top of my game. Would you like to know what that is, yes or no?
Yes.
Right. So I have a daily routine. Now, I'm not saying for 1 minute that you have to copy my routine. It works for me. This routine might not work if you work shifts. If you've got health problems, it might not work. The point I'm getting to is you need to create a daily routine that becomes a habit. And how many times do we have to do something consistently before it becomes a habit? 21, so they say. So we've got to be consistent. This is my daily routine that I have done for years and keeps me at the top of my game. Number 1, I wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning, 7 days a week, no alarm clock needed. Why? Because my goals, because my passion, because my desire gets me up. You've all heard the story recently about me keep waking up having this idea about setting a podcast channel up and a TV channel, EBA TV. And I keep a notepad at the side of my bed because when I wake up at night with these fantastic ideas, I write them down. But I don't leave them in that pad at the side of my bed. What do? I take action and I do something with them. And within 8 weeks, I've got my podcast channel set up. It's had 700 downloads in 3 weeks. February, EBA TV goes live. Yeah, why? Because I've had an idea and I've taken action. So I get up at 5 a.m. every single morning. Step number 2, I complete a morning journal. The first thing I do when I get up is I write down in my journal that's at the side of my bed 10 things that I'm grateful for in my life. But I have a rule, and these can't be the same 10 things I write down in the same week. So I'm expanding on what I am grateful for. Because we've got to be grateful and we've got to give gratitude. If we're going to shoot them vibes of energy out there, if we want to be attracting other things back into our lives, we've got to be grateful for what we've got. And here's the thing, too many of us aren't grateful for what we've got. We're too busy chasing that next thing that we don't feel gratitude to what we've actually got in our lives because we're striving for that next big thing. When in actual fact and reality, we have all got a lot of good things going off in lives. We've got families, we've got loved ones, we've got friends, we've got a roof over our head, we've probably got a car, we've got a business, we've got a lot going for us. But I write down 10 things that I'm grateful for. Before my feet even touch the universe, before my feet even touch the ground, I'm shooting positive vibes out. What else do? I say my affirmations while I'm in shower. So I've got around 10 affirmations that I said to myself day in, day out. And you've heard one of them all the time, so I talk about it all the time. The business is never the problem. The problem is always the mindset of the business owner. The business is never the problem. The problem is always the mindset of the business owner. So I'm getting myself psyched up as soon as I'm up by speaking my affirmations. What else do? I go downstairs and I've got an app called Headspace, headspace.com. There's a free version, I pay for a paid version. It's about £10 a month. And I know what's going to happen as soon as I go downstairs. My natural body is going to want to start to let negativity in. Fight or flight's going to kick in. So what I do is I put 10 minutes of Headspace on, just 10 minutes, every single morning. It's a form of meditation. It's not, I'm not sat on top of a hill humming. Yeah, I'm sat at my dining room table with my headphones in for 10 minutes, clearing out all that negativity that's about to hit me. What do I do next? I do 20 minutes exercise where I take my dog out for a walk. But what am I doing while I'm out on that walk? I'm listening. I've got my headphones in. And I'm listening to other people's podcasts, to motivational videos. I'm listening to YouTube. I'm getting myself fired up. I'm feeding my mindset with more knowledge that I need to be able to take things to that next level. So I'm out walking my dog, bit of exercise, listening to my podcasts. Next thing is a 25-minute drive from my house to my office. What am I listening to? What am I listening to? I'm listening to my podcast, I'm listening to YouTube, I'm listening to my audio books in my car while I'm driving to office. I ain't got radio on, being filled with all that negativity and that doom and gloom, and there's a storm coming and snow's coming and someone's been stabbed and another bomb's gone off. Not being brainwashed. I'm consistently filling and feeding my mindset with positivity and knowledge. So by the time I get into my office at 7 a.m. in the morning, boom, I'm ready. I'm ready to rock. Whilst most lazy people are hitting that snooze button because they can't be asked to get out of bed, I'm ready. I've had 45 minutes of knowledge. I've had exercise. I've had gratitude. I've done my affirmations. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock at 7. Who can take me on? Bring it on, because I'm ready. What are other people doing? Moaning and groaning. Yeah? What do you do in the morning? Ask yourself that question. Now, I've got 4 kids, 2 grandkids and a dog to sort out, and a big organisation and business and over 300 members to look after. But I still manage to do it. Why? Because I'm prepared to stay up till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Whatever it takes, I'm prepared to do. How many of you in this room right now are prepared to do that? Most of you prefer sleep than success. You can't get success sleeping. But what else do I do? There's a 25-minute drive home. No radio, more motivation, more coaching, more knowledge. I complete my daily journal with my wins and my goals at the end of the day. I celebrate the wins. They might be little ones, but I still celebrate them every single day. But it don't stop there. Because at evening, I take my dog out for another 20-minute walk. And I'm still feeding my mindset. So I know that when I go to bed, my subconscious, the last thing that's being processed as I go to bed, is all the knowledge and the motivation I'm taking in on that last 20 minutes. Because your subconscious can't tell the difference between fact or fiction, between yes or no. Whatever you tell your subconscious, it believes. And that is my daily routine. Now, admittedly, at the weekend, I might have a day off. But 6 out of 7, that is what I do, and I've done it for years. Who does that to that level? I know Ivors does. He's at gym, he messages me, 5 o'clock in the morning, he's pumping iron. Who does that level? So how can we not be feeding our minds with the knowledge that we need and the motivation we need if we're here to build and grow our lives? If you are doing a bit of this every now and again, it's not going to work. You'll get peaks, you'll get troughs. If you want to remain consistent, you have to develop a daily routine that becomes a habit. Does that make sense? Where can we feed our mindsets? Because people said to me, Craig, I ain't got a dog. Do I need to go and buy a dog? Don't be stupid. Of course you don't. So, where can you feed your mindset? Tell me. Tell me. No, where? Whereabouts can we feed out? Where do we have to be? Anywhere. Anywhere. Walking your dog. Washing the dishes. Doing the ironing. Driving your vehicle. Yeah? Let's leverage our time. It doesn't cost anything, yeah? It costs... Who's got a mobile phone? Right? You might have to buy a pair of earphones. Subscribe to YouTube, it's free. Why aren't we getting this knowledge in to develop ourselves when it doesn't take any more time? I'm not asking you to set 10 hours a day aside. I'm asking you to do it as you go along and leverage your time. So what I want you guys to think about is, what is your daily routine going to be? Because we need one. Think about it for a minute and start to write down what you're going to start to implement into your daily routine. What are the easy things, the quick fixes that you can do to make a shift and a start right now? What can you do? Write it down. And that is exactly how I start to build momentum. But it doesn't stop there. You see, I've learnt recently that having planned time out in your diaries to have some me time, yeah, to have some me time, and for me to lock myself away is the best thing for me. Whenever I go on holiday, whether it's for 2 weeks or a week, even though I'm away with my family, I get more thinking and more process done whilst I'm away, without phones ringing, without emails pinging. My mindset starts to settle down and I start to see things a little bit clearer than what I would do when I'm going 100 miles an hour. But I used to feel guilty about taking time out. I used to think, do you know what, if I have half a day off, I could be getting on with this and this. I'm only going to have to work more hours at the end of the week if I have half a day off. And I'd be at it 100 miles an hour all the time. I used to lie. When I'd restyled my building company, I used to lie to my employees. If I wanted a couple of hours off, I'd make an excuse up and I'd lie to them. I'd tell them that I were going to a meeting or I was going to see a customer or client because I wanted to have 2 hours off to go and spend with my wife. So I used to lie to them because I used to think, what are they going to think of me if I have 2 hours off? Who feels guilty about having time off? I think we all do, really, don't we? So what happens is we go 100 miles an hour all the time, and we can't do that. Look at high-performance athletes. Look at footballers, professional Premier League footballers, an example. Look at the fantastic footballers that we've got at this fantastic football club here. Yeah? Do you think Usain Bolt trained for 8 hours a day, 7 days a week to become the best at what he could be, without a little bit of rest time built into his training programme? Yes or no? Of course not. Rest time is built into athletes' performance because the rest time is as important as what it is on the track or on the field, for the bodies and the minds to recoup so that when they get on that starting line, they're in the zone. As business owners, does it not make sense for us to do that? For us to build a little bit of me time in every now and again, so we can recharge our batteries, so we can get laser focused, so we're not making decisions on the fly while we're under pressure and feeling overwhelmed. Are we going to make the best decisions when we're under pressure? Yes or no? No. So we have to start to factor in a little bit of time out of the business, because you'll get more thinking and more processing done, and you'll make more of the better decisions when you're away from it all. There's a place called The Surprise near Hathersage in Sheffield. And I found this rock, yeah? And I cannot get reception up there. Boom, yeah? I can't get reception. So what I do is I'll go up there, and I've been trying to do this once a week, one afternoon a week, and I sit on my little rock overlooking things with my notepad and my pen, and I just scribble notes. And I come down 2 hours later, I drive home, and I've made more positive decisions in that 2 or 3 hours I've been out than I would have done sat in office dealing with phone calls and emails. I've just been to Qatar in Doha for Christmas, and I did exactly the same. I know I'm there for my family, but I said to them before I went, I need a little bit of me time, because over this 2 weeks, I want to recharge. These are our goals, Sarah. These are our plans. If we want to achieve them together as a family, I need to be on the game. So I go and spend time on my own, just processing what's going off to make the right decisions. And if we don't have a little bit of me time, what happens? We burn out. We burn out. And what's the result of burning out? What happens when we burn out? Failure. What else happens? Things start to collapse. Self-doubt. No motivation. Not enough hours in the day. This customer's moaning. They haven't paid me. Yeah. Wife and kids are moaning that I'm not spending time with them. Husband's always at work. Yeah. This starts to happen. This starts to creep in. Are we at our peak performance and prime at that level? Yes or no? No. So we have to set a little bit of time out to make sure that we don't end up like this. So my challenge to you, and it's already started twice this week, one of our Leeds members, Brian Snape, has put into our Facebook group that he's taken this advice on board. He's actually sat on a train now going to London. He's took the day off and he's taking himself off to London today. My challenge to you is this. I want you to take half a day off just for yourselves. Go and get away from everything, wherever that may be, over the next 3 or 4 weeks. Just 1.5 day where you take your notepad, you take a pen, you switch your phone off, you don't answer emails, you go somewhere quiet and just watch the decisions that you make whilst you've got a little bit of me time. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. So, other ways in which we can shift our mindset and start feeding it. So, we can download podcasts, audiobooks, listen to YouTube on our phones, yeah? We're constantly wanting to feed our mindsets. We can start listening and watching motivational and educational content. So it's not just motivational. We need to get that educational content in, do we not? Complete a daily journal. There are loads of journals online. 20 quid, you'll get yourself a journal, and it's a great look back as well over your time to see how you're performing. Create a morning and an evening routine. That goes without saying. Research the law of attraction. We're not here to talk about that today, but how I shifted everything and how I went from working 80, 90 hours a week, stressed out at max, robbing Peter to pay Paul, in a 9-week Crown Court trial looking at serving 3 years when my life had just left me and I'd just been beaten up and all this type of stuff. How did I shift? I got into law of attraction. But I did something with it. I took action. Attend workshops, seminars, motivational events by other people. Not just this event. You know what I'm like. I tell you to go to other people's events. If you can learn more knowledge and get more motivated by attending other people's events, then do it. Don't just think you've got to come here once a month. Surround yourself with positive people. One of the biggest things that helped me change is getting rid of some family members. I don't mean shooting them. I just mean, you know, a lot of these negative people are a little bit closer to home than you might think, i.e. family members, so-called friends, who keep saying to you, you can't do this. Who do you think you are? Why are you doing this? Do not ever take counsel from people that have got less knowledge in that particular area that you're struggling with. Find someone that's got more. And finally, take some time out to refocus. So, one of the ways you can get the knowledge in is by downloading and listening to my new podcast sessions. Not selling anything, not doing anything in them. I'm just coaching and giving loads of free value away for nothing. If you've not already subscribed on iTunes, if you're an Apple user, or on podbean.com if you're an Android user. All free apps. Just subscribe, and what I'd like you to do, if you feel as though you've got value from that session, can you leave me a review? That's all I'm asking. But this is the things we need to do, guys, if we're going to smash 2018. Because let me tell you this, your wish list, your ideas, your dreams, your New Year's resolutions that some of you will have already broken are worth absolutely nothing. There is no point in having ideas floating around in the back of your head if you're not going to take action and do something with it. So, you will want to quit. You will want to quit. And you will make excuses. I don't have time. I can't afford it. I'm not seeing the results. This doesn't work, so I'm just going to pack it all in. This feels uncomfortable. It puts me outside my comfort zone. So I'm going to leave it and I'm going to go back into my comfort zone where I'm going to get no results. You will want to quit. But I'll tell you something. I never, ever quit. I never quit. Even when my back's up against the wall, I won't quit. Do you know why? Because I believe in myself. I believe that having a bulletproof mindset that nobody can shake, when you've hit rock bottom, what else can you take away from a man when he's hit rock bottom? Nothing. There is no obstacle, there is no wall, there is no limiting beliefs in my mind that I can't achieve what I want to achieve because I've got a bulletproof mindset. People try and shoot me down. People try and drag me back to their low level. They're not comfortable in seeing you guys progressing and moving a step forward. So what do? To make themselves feel better about themselves, they try and pull you back to their low standards. Well, that can't happen. So we need to adopt a bulletproof, relentless, no-quit mindset if we are serious about moving forward. If you want to demolish all them goals, if you want to be successful even more in 2018, then we have to do more. We have to invest more time and effort into ourselves before we do it into his business. That makes sense. So what are we going to do? Are we going to up his game? Are we playing at it? Are we just going to meander through life and get up and go strolling? Or are we going to get up, stand up, wake up and claim what's ours? Because I am. So thank you for listening to this session, guys. I hope you've took some value away from it. I think the crystal clear, the point I'm trying to make in this is it starts and finishes with you. Don't be moaning, don't be groaning. If you're putting time and effort in, fair enough. But don't come to me saying, I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with that, if you're not prepared to run through brick walls. I am, and I know I'll get to where I want to be because I've got a bulletproof mindset. That's Craig Wilkinson. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you. So there you have it. You've now got my technique, my routine on what I do on a daily basis to stay fired up, pumped up, motivated and laser focused on achieving my goals. And please don't think that I'm here to say to you, you have to do what I do, you have to follow my routine. Because I appreciate that everybody's life and family circumstances are completely different. For some of you, you might be working shift work. For some of you, you might have got health issues that prevent you from getting up at 5 o'clock. I don't know. All I'm saying is that we have to do more than we've ever done before to take our businesses and our lives further forward, and you have to adopt a daily routine, a daily habit that works for you. It's not easy making that shift, but Once your habits have kicked in, you've got your daily routine, you understand your whys, you're taking time out for yourself, you've got a daily routine, everything starts to fall into place. Why? Because you're creating a mindset that's full of love, it's full of joy, it's full of happiness. You can reach out to more people, your family environment and your relationships just get better, your business starts to grow, and you become a more fulfilled and better person. If you feel as though you're getting value from our podcast coaching episodes, what I'd really appreciate you do is leaving us a review either on Podbean, Stitcher or iTunes. And if you've not already joined our Elite Business Academy Facebook community, please feel free to join our group and get involved with the posts and the conversations, the help and support that our community brings. Just head over to facebook.com/groups/Elite Business Academy. Have you got a specific challenge or issue in your business or your life that you want me to do a specific podcast episode on? Because the likelihood is if you're suffering from some challenges, there will be other people out there. So please feel free to send us an email to support@elitebusinessacademy.co.uk. Feel free to introduce yourself and what that challenge is, and we will come straight back to you and let you know how we can plan a podcast in. So that's Craig Wilkinson. Thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my podcast episode. If you're new to our channel, could I encourage you to hit the subscribe button. Below this video, I've put together a playlist of all the other episodes in our podcast show. And one last thing, if I can ask you to turn on the bell to notify you of future episodes.